Hello, hello, hello. This is a cube, and I've made it with index cards. And it's something that it's pretty easy to do. It doesn't require any scissors, just some glue. And in fact, today I'm using glue stick and index cards, regular standard index cards. You'll need 12. Let's make sure I have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I have 12. This is what you'll do. You'll take two and place them across each other like so. Then you'll hold it down and pull one side up from the one underneath and fold it over so you make a flap. So there's the flap. And then you'll do that again on the other side. Repeat this step. So I'm going to push this to the side, do it again. You're going to repeat it over and over. And you're going to end up with 6 sides because, well, 6 faces because cubes have 6 faces, right? So there's 2. And there's no measuring involved. It doesn't have to be a certain length, although I am trying to center this. I just think it will look more uniform and neater if I do. So I am trying to center it before I fold the flap over. Okay, so I'm about done with this. I'm going to need, well, there are 6 pairs. And if you're doing the math, 6 times 2 is 12. Yep. So almost done with this step. And then I'll go back and do a second step before I start to join the sides together. Okay, there. That is 6 pairs, and I've done those sides. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to fold in from the top and bottom, like so. And so now you're seeing that it looks more like a square. It looks more like the faces of a cube. So I come back and I fold these flaps over. And these index cards are made of cardstock, which is thick enough to hold up to this folding and make good folds. Make sure you press down with your fingers to make good folds. And then your edges will be nice and strong too. So almost done with this with all 6 sides or faces of this cube. After I did this the first time, I was wondering what other 3D forms I could make. And I'll be thinking about that and I'll figure that out. And if I come up with something, I will let you know. So right now that face is looking like a little box. And the 2 sides are just holding together because they've been folded in. Okay, so what we'll do now is start by taking 2, and I'm just going to fold them out just a little bit like this. And if you've noticed, I've put all the stripy sides in. I want all the stripes in and the white side of the card out. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to all of them. And I'm using purple glue so you can see. And I'm just going to make sure I glue them all in place like this. So that's the next step. And it doesn't take a whole lot of glue to make that. And make sure you line them back up. Make sure they're back in there nice and neat. Takes a certain amount of precision to make this work. So yeah. Making sure I get that back right inside that other So there's 3 of them done. And that might be a good way to do it. Just lift it a little bit and put a little glue underneath. And that's just to hold these in place. So when we start gluing the sides together, we can do that without things falling apart. So now all 6 faces of the cube are ready to be joined. So the little flaps on all 4 sides of each face will be ready for a little glue. So when you glue them, you will glue this face, this flap right on the inside of that face, and then glue the other flap up like that. So what I like to do is put a little glue here and a little glue there. A little glue on both sides there, and then line it up. Give a little rub and let it stay for a while. I'm just going to let that stay down for a while. I'm going to do the same thing and turn it around and do the opposite side. Put a little glue there and a little glue there, like so. All right. Then I'll do these 2 sides, and I'll have to put a little glue here. It's nice that this glue stick is purple because then you can see where you've placed the glue. Keep this inside like here. And voila. And I'm just applying a little bit of pressure because this glue stick is wonderful. It doesn't take a lot of it to make everything stick. So I'm lining it up. I'm lining the folds up with the edges like so. Okay, now it's time to start bringing the sides up and together, and you'll see this is just going to work out so nicely. So add a little bit here, and a little bit here, and some here, and some here, just like I've done on the others. And then I get to bring these 2 up, and bring this one in. So now I'm going to turn this down. Oops. Now I'm going to turn this on its side like so, so I can hold and let the glue set for a minute. Uh-oh. This doesn't want to stick right now. All right, takes a little bit of patience to make this work. So making a cube is something that is like easy and basic if you're trying to make something 3-dimensional. I've been using this cube as a base, a stand for a sculpture that I made. A sculpture that I made out of cardboard from a box of rice. You can see on the inside there, success rice. I flipped the box inside out. I opened it, I flipped it inside out, and I took some leftover paints because I had been painting, and I just painted them all randomly on the inside. And then I cut out shapes, and some of the shapes were matching, so I glued them so the paint side is facing out. And then I cut slits in the circles and the squares and the triangle and joined them all together to make just an abstract sculpture. So that sits on top of this base like so, and I think it just makes my sculpture a little more dynamic. Okay, can you tell I was stalling? I was giving that glue a little time to set, and I was just killing a little time right there. I'm going to keep going And it's so easy to put this thing together if you are patient. And so that's why we're taking a little exercise in patience today. So a little glue there and a little glue there. And I bring this side over and I'm going to hold. I'm almost done here. The last face is more challenging to do, but anything good like this is worth doing with a little bit of patience. Especially when you know that the result is going to be so cool. All right. So now I'm going to add a little bit right here and a little bit right here to go ahead and get this together. So my fingers are going inside so that I can pinch and hold and allow the glue to adhere to the cardstock of these index cards. And stick. So ooh, I forgot glue right there, or did I? This is the sort of express version. It probably will take you longer than the 12 or 13 minutes length of this video, and that's okay. All right. Now it's time to add the last face. And that's pretty cool right there. This with just having an opening. This looks like a little miniature tissue box. All right, so I'm going to add glue on the inside of this inner square and on all of these flaps. On all of these flaps right here. And then place it on top and hold it down. And voila, there's the cube. I'm going to stay and hold this a little bit longer and give this a chance to dry, and then I'll have something. I'll have twins. I'll have 2 cube boxes, 2 cubes that I can use as stands for artwork, or I might even design this and make this look like a Rubik's Cube. That would be cool. So that's how you make a box out of index cards. Easy peasy. And so you've made something 3-dimensional from something 2-dimensional. You've taken paper or cardstock, and just with a few folds and a few little dabs of glue, you have made it into something that you can look at from all sides. 3-dimensional means you can see all around it. You can see all the sides. Very nice, very cool. Well, I see some areas that need a little bit more glue and a little more attention. I'm going to take care of that after the video is over. But basically, here we go with our cube, our 3D box, and I hope you enjoyed that. These are fun and easy to make.